or we don't go.
By the way, who's going to introduce? Who's going to be hosting the whole thing?
We'll let JK do it again. He did a great job last time.
Let's go, JK.
Oh, we are live.
We are live.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Contcast on Friday, the 24th of November. I'm JK. We're also joined today by Bowspring.
Hey, guys.
By Prophet.
Hello, aloha.
And by the Hungry Man.
Hey, everyone.
And on that note, we'll kick off the first question for the week. And I'm going to adapt it slightly because the question actually reads, because I wrote it, if we assume that Salah, Sané, Richarlison and Loftus-Cheek are all optimum midfield for, who's the best person to fill in that last spot? And I'm going to adapt slightly because I'm looking at and saying, well, if budget's not an issue, the answer is Hazard. So it's maybe if you can't afford to put Hazard in there, who goes in that slot? So, Prophet, do you want to start us off on that one?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, for me, I would honestly be looking at a city mid. I would be neglecting Pogba, and I would be looking at a city mid. I would be even looking at Sterling or De Bruyne, but he's expensive. So I'd be looking at that bracket, Silva or Sterling. That's what I would be looking at. Spot. That's about me. When it comes to the goals they will be scoring, all of them will be involved. And I don't think Pogba or anyone else will have the ceiling that the city mids have. So that's my logic behind it. I mean, Pogba will score, that's fine. But I don't see Man U scoring game for the coming 4, 5, 6. If we're looking at longer term, they can score once or twice, but that's just my opinion. I might be completely wrong, but yeah.
That's what it's about. Okay, Bo?
Yeah, I think there's 2 points to make. I think Hazard is, like you said, if there's no budget, definitely Hazard is a great option. Though I think if you want the likes of Alonso in defence, I think maybe an 8 million midfielder like Pogba or Man City double up with Sterling is also quite good. Like me personally, I went with Pogba and Alonso because I really wanted Alonso. After this week, I don't think there's a fixture up till maybe game week 23 or 24. I think that's at the end of February. That I wouldn't play him in. So like just for that reason, like I will always have a good. Like now, obviously he'll be rotated, but just for that reason alone, like I can put him in the team and I can forget about him now for like the next 2 months. So for me, I think an 8 million mid is quite good because there's a few of them that you could chop and change between. But like that, if Hazard starts hitting form, it's hard to upgrade without making 2 free transfers somewhere else. So it depends on what you're looking for, whether you want that premium slot in defence or whether you're happy enough to go with kind of a 4.5, 4.8. So.
Also, sorry to interrupt. We can be looking at Fabregas if you want Chelsea.
Say that again?
We can be looking at Fabregas as well if you're looking at Chelsea players.
I'm glad you brought that up, Prof. I was coming to that.
Yeah.
THM?
Well, is Fabregas really nailed though right now? I haven't really been following.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so basically,
he will be rotated.
Yeah, so basically, he could be an option. I was thinking about this, and the more I think about it, the more I like David Silva as an option because he seems to be rested a lot in the games that we don't care about. So he always seems to be playing in the Premier League, which is great. And he hasn't had many returns lately, but his numbers, I think, have been really good. So David Silva, I think, is a pretty safe, good, solid option for the next 1 or 2 months, maybe, because his fixtures are really good up until game week 27, I think. So David Silva definitely an option. Pogba also an option because he's cheap and he's probably going to get some points. You could also gamble with a Spurs midfielder, I think, because they have also pretty good fixtures, actually amazing fixtures. And I think Ali would be my choice because he's a bit cheaper right now, 9.2. And his next 10 or 11 are amazing, just as Kane's. So these are all options. Yeah, Fabregas, Hazard, definitely looks like a good option. But I completely agree with Bo that I think Alonso is not really a must-have, but very close to that. I really like his chances, so I think we should have Alonso, and I have Alonso, and I have no money for Hazard. So in that spot for me, it would be either David Silva, Pogba, or maybe Ali. I'm not really sure.
Okay, cheers. And for me, I mean, I'm bringing Sané in this week, and the guy I currently have in that slot is actually Sterling. And as it stands, I've got big right. I'm reasonably comfortable leaving Sterling in because we've seen him haul off the bench before.
Yeah.
And I think right now for 8 million, other than Pogba, there isn't a lot out there that I think I'd rather have than Sterling for a straight swap, as in not using too much extra budget. So Silva's maybe an option, but I don't necessarily think that I'd want to waste the transfer on Sterling to David Silva.
Oh yeah, absolutely not if you have to make the transfer.
So for me, I think for now I'm happy enough to stick with Sterling, keep an eye out on Pogba, and also as Prof said, Fabregas is one I've eyed up because it seems to me that Chelsea, Pedro and Willian are now impact subs, both of them, and then it's more of a 3-5-2 rather than a 3-4-3, with Hazard as a second striker and Fabregas as a 10, with Bakayoko and Kante doing the donkey work in midfield that Fabregas doesn't really do. And Fabregas in the 10 with his set pieces and everything else. He might not haul very often, but he's very likely to keep you ticking over with 7 to 8 points most games. And for 7 or 8 million, I think that's a pretty decent return.
Yeah, true.
So basically, we're looking at City mids, Pogba or Fabregas, probably on that one. Right. Let me have a look. We've got a bit about captaincy, where we'll come to that at the end. So, Bo, you asked about replacing Stones. Have you actually replaced him yet?
No, I was just holding out as long as I could, just to get a bit of feedback and see. It basically comes down to bringing Otamendi in. I mean, what is he, 0.1 more expensive?
Yeah, something like that.
Or bring in Walker, who probably has maybe better stats, but arguably might be rotated a bit more. It's hard to say. They'd probably be rested the same amount, but I think Otamendi, for his price and the fact that Stones is out and he's only coming off the back of a suspension, like you'd imagine he'd play a good few games before he needs a rest, which is probably the kind of the selling point for it.
I'm going to start on this one. So I think you're right. I think Walker could be rotated. Danilo hasn't played very much recently, and I think coming over Christmas, Pep said he's going to need his full squad. I can definitely see Walker sitting out at least one game with Danilo starting out there. Otamendi, for the price, is doing very well. Are you absolutely set on it being a City defender, though?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I put Stones in on wildcard, so I don't see why I want to change now. Their fixtures are very good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming you have Alonso.
Yeah.
So obviously the other option could be Mustafi.
See, I don't really trust Arsenal that much. I know they've looked maybe a bit better in defence the last couple of games, but I know against Spurs, but I don't know. I just get a bad feeling about them. I think City has a better upside. Like, I know they, maybe in terms of bonus points and stuff, that the defenders are probably less likely to get bonus, considering they're scoring a high amount of goals, and the midfielders and the strikers are getting the bonus points. But even Otamendi, like, who does he have next? Huddersfield, isn't it?
Huddersfield away, yeah. Then Southampton at home. Like,
they weren't particularly great, Huddersfield, on set pieces against Bournemouth. They conceded twice from set pieces. So that's another reason why I was thinking of bringing in Otamendi, because he's quite a target man from set pieces. So, but not even just for that game, just long term. Like, he's generally quite a solid option.
All right, THM?
Yeah, I think Otamendi is one of the best options, definitely, if only because of his next three. Because his next three, Huddersfield away, Southampton, and West Ham at home, are very, very probable clean sheets. And also, City are going to have a ton of the ball. They're going to have set pieces, so he's going to be a threat. So I think he's an amazing option for the next three. And also, he's probably not going to be rotated for quite a while because of the injuries and because he actually got a rest now, a forced rest. So I think he's one of the top options for sure. I'm looking at your team right now, actually. Let me get this back there. So you basically have Moreno, you have Alonso, you have Norton and Duffy are the other midfielders. So yeah, the only thing you're really missing is United defender, and with Jones injured, there isn't a great option. So I don't think you can make a better choice than Otamendi right now.
Yeah, it's basically like Manchester United, who are missing Jones, and we know that they're not as great with Jones in defence. I'm sure they will keep some clean sheets, but I don't want to kind of be betting on that until Jones is back. There's Spurs, who I was quite interested in, but I mean, the fullbacks are being rotated. It's going to be just a constant worry from week to week whether they're going to play or whether they're not going to play. Who's out? Is it Vertonghen or Alderweireld's out?
Alderweireld.
Alderweireld is out, and Lloris, is he back soon or is he still out for a little while?
Yeah, Luis is back. Luis is back.
Yeah.
He's back.
So I'd rather see in how. Yeah, I mean, I'd rather see first how they get on before I bring them in. So it'd be either Tottenham or Man City, and I think because I went with Man City on the wild card, I think I'll just stick with Man City.
Yeah, actually, I think Vertonghen is your second best option now that I look at the fixtures again. And he's nailed, which is good, but his goal threat, I don't think it's as big as Otamendi.
No, I've not gotten over TFF's Vertonghen wagon at the end of last year. That didn't really materialise with his goals either.
Yeah.
Prophet, anything to add?
I think that's a no.
I thought,
Yeah.
No, I think your boys covered everything. There's literally nothing else that I can add or
Yeah.
to that.
Right.
I just
You're in the same boat, Prof, aren't you?
I've already
Like
done it.
with
I've
Stones.
got,
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the Owens brothers, so I had them. So one of the brothers is gone to Otamendi, and then the true Owens is left in the team at the moment. Still, I mean, I'm really torn if I'm really looking at the team and deciding if I want to ship or not. Kuhn and all of those, and just take a wild, hit heavy week. But if we have been playing anyone bar a top 6 side, I would be doing it. But makes no sense for me to bring in Alonso and fucking Hazard on -8 versus Liverpool away.
Yeah.
Makes no
Right.
sense.
Right. THM, I'm going to hand this over to you because it's a question about your team. So do you want to bring it up and screen share with us and talk us through it?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's actually kind of a multi-point question. A lot of issues with my team. So basically, this is my team. Let me just get the screen. So can you guys see my screen right now?
We can.
Yeah.
All right, great. So basically, one part of my question is the same as Prophet because I have Aguero, and I've been thinking about this all week, and I still can't figure it out. Because I really don't see Aguero starting this game, sadly. I think he's not going to start 2 games in a row. I think he's going to start with Jesus, even though I think Aguero is the superior option in that attack. So basically, I'm looking at maybe getting 20 or 25 minutes from Aguero off the bench. And the question is that better than getting Morata, who has Liverpool away? So that's the first part of my question. Maybe we can discuss that, and then I can ask the other ones.
Yeah, so let me start with this. The thing with keep in mind, this probably doesn't relate. It's not the same side and all that. But Man City did play Huddersfield in a cup. It was last year, I reckon.
Yeah, it was last year.
Yeah, and they struggled. By no means are in the same form, same formation, and all of that, but there is a small chance that something like that can happen, Um, so for you and me, I honestly have no idea.
What a great what. That basically taken a lot of words to say not very much at all there, Fro.
I can't help you, mate. I can't help myself. No, I can't help you. I don't
What
know.
about you then, Bo?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, if that was my team, I'd probably like just go completely bonkers and play Tom Carroll. Although he's probably not even going to play. Yeah, I mean, long term, I probably would want Morata, so I'd probably just bring him in now and hope for the best. I mean, Liverpool v Chelsea, it has to have some amount of goals in it.
I would. The thing is, if I didn't have Morata, actually, I thought you said Haz. If I didn't have Morata, I would actually do Kun to Morata right now.
But then again, like Prof said, like I mean, Aguero could come off the bench. We haven't seen it yet. But if he does come off the bench, I mean, it's going to be a long 20, 25 minutes of hoping he doesn't score, which is probably likely. But then again, I don't see Aguero coming on unless they're really struggling to break down Huddersfield. Otherwise, why bother? So yeah, I think if you want Morata long term, I'd bring him in. Again, even away to Liverpool.
Okay, just I want to add something before JK answers. There is actually another way, a different way, which is to actually do a -4 hit and ship Carroll and Aguero and get Sane and a cheap striker. And currently I have money only for someone like Nias. And then I'll basically be swapping Aguero for Sane for this week on a -4. And then next week I could do with my free transfer Vardy to Morata. Would you guys think this is a better option than just shipping Aguero for Morata this week?
Okay. For my money, no, because you're swapping one potential non-starter for another. I think having Sané is nice, but I'm not sure. I mean, you could risk maybe Calvert-Lewin, but I'm not sure. Nias is a guaranteed non-starter. We're not 100% sure that Carroll. He could start. He could not start. We just don't know. The thing for me is, I actually agree with Prof on this with Aguero. Like, if you aren't going to ship Aguero this week, you're either going to he's either going to start and probably get you a haul, or he's not going to play, in which case you're going to want to keep him for Southampton anyway. Because the chances are he will start that one if he doesn't start with Huddersfield. So if you want if you want Morata, if you don't want Aguero next week, I would just get rid now, basically.
The problem with that is that if I want him for Southampton and maybe the next game, I'm going to incur a lot of price falls. And I actually bought him at 11.8, so each price fall hurts a lot.
Yeah, and that's the issue, that if you want to keep him for Southampton, and then the problem is, if you keep him and he starts for Huddersfield, great, then you can just easily ship him for Morata. But if he doesn't start, you're not going to be able to ship Vardy for Morata, and you're not going to want to ship Kun because you're pretty confident he's going to start. So I think, for me, the decision is simply that. If you want Morata, I would just get him now and ship Kun and worry about Vardy later. Because I don't like maybe give him one more game and then get Nias back in when he's fit, or not fit, when he's not banned.
Okay.
That would probably be the way I would go.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot. And then I can go to the second part of my question. We've seen that Jones is definitely not starting this game. And I guess there, as Jose says, many doubts over whether he's going to start the next game in a few days. So for Jones owners, or for anyone actually, the question is, what would you do with Jones? Would you just keep him on the bench for possibly 2 game weeks and hope he starts?
You can start, Prof. Bo doesn't own Jones, so we'll go. You and me can do this one, Prof, because we both have Jones. So what are you planning to do?
I'm actually planning to ship. But, a lot of things are tied into my Kun decision, right? As I mentioned earlier before we started, if I have to ship Kun for Nias to afford Azar and Alonso. it's a -8. So there's a bit tied into my decision. I don't think I will be shipping Jones this game week for like a Daniels. I would rather play me or I don't know, Dunk, because that way in my team, I will have to take another -8 to bring Alonso in and Azar. So I think, for a -4, I'm okay. For a -8, I think I'll be shipping him. But honestly, it really does depend. I think it's worth shipping because even if he doesn't play next to, afterwards he has tough games. They can always keep a clean sheet, but I don't think in the next 4 games I would be playing Jones. I guess, third and fourth game, I think he'll be bringing a lot of points and he could lose value. So I think it's a ship. Honestly, I just need to figure out how.
Okay, JK.
Okay, for me, I think if you can ship now, you would. But looking at defense, you mean you have Otamendi and you have Alonso. So for me, you're already rolling with probably the two premium must-have guys. And Daniels has a reasonably enough fixture that he's probably playable in this week. I would maybe just hold on to Jones this week because aren't you already spending? No, you're not spending 4, but you could spend that and maybe look at next week, maybe bringing in somebody like Mustafi or downgrading something like that for Jones. I'm in a slightly more difficult position because I cannot get Aspie or Alonso in for Jones and get Morata in for Vardy. So I am probably going to get Mustafi and monitor some budget moves. And it might be that I ship Sterling later to fund getting Alonso in. So I think Jones, if you have nothing pressing, get rid now. Otherwise, I would probably get rid next week for a Chelsea or an Arsenal defender.
Okay, thanks. And the last part of my multi-pronged question, which the answer to it seems obvious at first, but hear me out. So basically, the goalkeepers, Elliot or Gomez. I know they're playing each other. I know Elliot is at home, but looking at actually the last few fixtures, Watford have always been really attacking and really good away from home, and they've always scored. Richarlison's form is amazing away from home, and actually Newcastle, I think Lascelles is still injured. I'm not sure about this, and their defense looked pretty dire in the last game. So is maybe playing Gomez a better idea than playing Elliot? What would you guys say?
I'm benching Elliot, but I'm benching Elliot and I'm playing Kiko, if that makes. I'm playing Speroni and Kiko, so I will be benching Elliot because I can see Watford, somehow keeping a clean sheet and going away with a win, like 0-1 or something like that.
Yeah, I would play a Gomez. I mean, I'm benching out this week and I'm selling Fabianski and playing Pope. So I would probably stick with Gomez.
Okay. Bo?
Yeah, I'm in the same situation, but instead of Gomez, I have Pope. So I think if I didn't own Richarlison, I would probably play Elliot. But I really hate hedging my bets. I really hate doing it. So that's why I'm playing Pope this week and benching Elliot. It's really tough because I have a feeling that like Newcastle will just keep a clean sheet and Richarlison will blank. But I like to put all my eggs in one basket. I don't like hedging my bets. But yeah, I mean, you got 2 Watford there, so you might as well be in the Watford category. Yeah, I would play Gomez. I mean, Gomez, he's a great penalty saver as well. So I mean, even if Newcastle got a penalty, it'd make it interesting.
Yeah, and he was on some bloody steroids last week in that West Ham game. That double save from Arnautovic was out of this world.
Yeah, there was plenty of really good saves out of him. Yeah, he's definitely on steroids at the minute.
True. I was actually good that he got no bonus. He had 5 saves and got no bonus.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah.
Seems to be something about that keeper. Like some keepers can make no saves and get bonus, and then others can make a ton of saves and just get zilch.
Yeah. Was it Pope last week? Did he make 1 or did he make none at all?
He made 1.
He made 1 and he got 2 bonus?
Yeah. That's the Burnley system all over because the
Yeah.
defenders don't pass it very much.
But Pope did get bonus earlier with no saves. I remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
That was
crazy.
pretty crazy.
Heaton was similar. He could get bonus points with very few saves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, thanks a lot, guys, for the
Okay,
answers.
why you've got that THM? Because there's only one thing left, and it's not really question.
okay.
But I posted the very last post on the group should be a screenshot of my team.
Okay. Should I share again?
What?
I'll share again. Okay. So that's basically
so
the
that's-
screenshot, right?
Yeah, so that's my team. So as it stands, my plan is to go -8 this week, and I'm going to get rid of Fabianski, Aguero, and Tupo. And then Gallon. So that, I think, is my plan, and I'm probably going to leave the captaincy on Kane and switch the vice captaincy to Salah.
Can you repeat again the transfers?
So I'm going to get rid of Fabianski,
Yeah.
Aguero, and Choupo-Moting. And I'll be bringing in Pope, Sané, and Callum. And I will probably leave the captaincy on Kane and put the vice on Sterling.
Okay. So
Well,
should I start?
Yeah, may as well.
Okay. The first thing that comes to my mind is why take a hit for a goalkeeper now? I don't know. I mean, I know Pope is a great option, but his fixture right now is not the best. Maybe you can postpone this hit or transfer. Maybe just a -4. And your other transfers were basically Choupo and Aguero, or
Yeah.
Wilson and Sané, you said, right?
Yeah.
Those actually seem pretty good. I think Sané is an amazing pick for this week because he's a defense starter. Maybe the only person in City's lineup that you know for sure is going to start 100%.
Well, him and Otamendi probably.
Yeah, okay, yeah, true. And I think there's points for him this week, basically. I think he's almost guaranteed to get points this week. So getting him is always a good idea right now. So, sorry?
My logic for the Fabianski to Pope transfer is there's almost never a good week to do a goalkeeper transfer. So I'm just going to get it done and not worry about it. And then it's done.
Yeah, but this seems like a really bad week to do it, though. But
I'm not needing this hit to pay off in 1 week, if that makes sense. I'm looking at it as a long-term move. There's always going to be a reason not to do it.
Why don't you just do it next week? It's like it's Tuesday. Like, why don't you just?
Yeah, but either way, I'm spending 4 next week anyway because I'm next week. So
That's
either
fine.
way, it's 8 and 8. Either way, it's an 8-point hit 1 week or either now or midweek makes very little difference.
Yeah, but let's just keep the odds for a little bit because you're not gonna play Fabianski or Elliot, and you're gonna play Pope basically this week, right?
Yeah.
If you get him, so the clean sheet chances are pretty low. Yeah, he's gonna get saves probably. I don't know. I just think I kind of agree with Prophet. If you're gonna take the hit, maybe take it next week because I think next week, what's the Burnley's fixture actually next week?
Bournemouth.
It's Bournemouth away or at home?
Away.
Well, I don't know. Seems a bit better to me. I don't know. I understand your logic. Your logic is that there's never a great week to do a hit for a goalkeeper, and that's good logic. But maybe just not do it this week. That would be my advice. I don't like their chances this week. I don't think they're going to keep a clean sheet against Arsenal.
I don't see a clean sheet for any of my goalkeepers anyway, to be honest. Well, let me just say, I don't want clean sheets out of my goalkeepers because I've got Richarlison and Callum Wilson.
Yeah. But I like your other 2 transfers, though. I think they're pretty solid. So, you guys, take your turn now.
Yeah, I mean, I can see the reasoning behind it, but if it was me personally, I don't think I'd take an 8-point hit. I mean, I'd be very worried about getting rid of Shopu this week. I mean, away to Palace isn't exactly a hard fixture. He could score.
Yeah, it's him. It's more that
I know.
I want Sané, and it's the only spot
Yeah.
really that's open.
And as well as that, you have to take into consideration if you do get Sané, does that mean you're going to be benching Loftus-Cheek
Yeah.
again? So like you're taking out Shopu and you're going to be benching Loftus-Cheek, both of who could get a decent return.
Decent.
So it could be a double-edged sword there.
All transfers are risky, but
I know.
Have far, I feel like Sané got far more upside than Chupo or Loftus-Cheek.
That's true. Sané is almost guaranteed points for me.
Yeah. It's tough. So what Jones would? So your defense, would you be playing Moreno? So
I'd probably, well, that's the question. If I don't bring in Pope, is it going to be Moreno or Ward?
yeah, it's tough. I mean, if that was me, I think I'd probably be more interested in losing Jones because the defensive fixture. I know what you're saying. Your defense isn't. I think just across the board, the clean sheet chances aren't great this week, apart from City.
I mean, the question is, who would you? I look exactly, and there's the problem. There doesn't look a reasonable defender worth bringing in, apart from a guy I already have.
Yeah, I probably agree with Profit and THM. I'd probably just wait till Tuesday. I mean, a lot can happen in the space of a game week. You know, suspensions, cards, injuries. If it was me personally, I'd wait till Tuesday and do it. At least you'll have a free. I know what you're saying. It's going to cost you points no matter what, but at least you'll have that little bit more scope.
Well, yeah, but my free is going to be Vardy to Morata, whatever happens, unless I've got some sort of ridiculous injury crisis. My free transfer will be Vardy to Morata.
Yeah.
So either way, the hit is going to take place.
Yeah.
So
it's tough. I mean, I think I try to avoid. It's risky, but no risk, no reward. So it is tough. I think I'd just be very wary about losing Shopu and benching Loftus-Cheek. I just think you're doubling your chances. I mean, you do get Sané, has a very, very high chance of getting an attack in return. But then again, you're benching Loftus-Cheek and getting rid of Shopu, which I wouldn't be a big fan of. But I mean, go with whatever you think is best. It's a hard call. I mean, as you said, the hit is going to take place no matter what. So whether it's this week or next week, it's hard to say which will be best.
All right. Has anyone got anything they wish to raise? Because that's it.
Actually, JK, let me think. I think I would take the hit right now for Pope. The reason being is he can get 6 or 9 saves against Arsenal. So I think I would be getting him for a hit this week. If I was you, I wouldn't be postponing it. That's about it when it comes to it. And if you guys want to touch base and look at my team, even though we did discuss it.
Okay.
Do you want us to?
Yeah, if you guys, a couple of minutes.
Can have a look.
Just on that note, JK, are you thinking of playing Moreno or Ward? Like, if you do bring in Pope, do you want to double up?
Pope, I'm playing Moreno.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought Moreno is a bit of a better option than Ward this week.
I mean, Liverpool don't tend to concede many at home.
Actually, only one for the whole season.
So you're doing, Prof, you're just doing Stones to Otamendi.
I didn't hear you guys. You kind of broke a little bit. What's up?
I mean, the rest of it looks fine. I mean, you said you're going to bring in Alonso and Hazard, so I don't see any other real issues there.
Yeah, just look at it and tell me, Stones is Otamendi, and have a free transfer. What would you guys do without me influencing anything? What would be your train of thought?
How much in the bank?
And I have none, 0.
Oh.
So can you actually afford Stones to Otamendi then?
I
on the
did.
normal.
That's what I did, and that's what now I have 0, and I have Otamendi in my team.
Right. So yeah, it would have been Yeah, it would have had to have been Stones or Jones, and Stones is obviously out for longer confirmed than Jones is. So yeah, and if you didn't have enough for Jones to Otamendi, then Stones to Otamendi is the very, very sensible and logical move.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it would have to be. Yeah,
in your case, if I had to just do something, I think I could just maybe save the transfer and just play Aguero and hope. I mean, because you can do the transfer today after the deadline, and you're gonna have 2 free, so we can ship Aguero then if you decide. So it's tough, but I mean, you're not losing anything by playing Aguero right now, because who are you gonna switch Aguero to? You say it yourself. If you switch him to Nias, it's pointless right now before the transfer. I don't know. I think I could do that if I was you.
I'd probably. I mean, I'm following you in the transfers. I'm going to do Stones to Otamendi, and I think that's the best because if you do ditch Aguero, I mean, you've got Dunk away to United, and you've got
Me at home
me
to
at home
Arsenal.
against Arsenal. It's not ideal. Like I know clean sheets probably across the board aren't going to be great this week, but I think Stones to Otamendi is not only a long term move, but especially for this week away to Huddersfield, I think he's got a great upside this week.
Would you? Yeah, because for me, if Kun doesn't play, then Loftus Cheek comes in because I'll be starting Chupo anyway.
Yeah.
Because the only reason why I'm starting Chupo is he gets 5 points for a goal. I can put Loftus Cheek in and bench Chupo. So basically, kind of the question is, would you guys play Chupo or Loftus Cheek
For this week?
this week? This
Chupo,
Yeah, that's
because he's got more goal threat than me. Plays up front. Even though he's away, I'd back the guy with the goal threat over the guy with the assist threat.
Is Loftus Cheek definitely going to play behind the striker?
I think so. Him and Zaha.
Yeah, that's a tough one because, like, even what I was saying about JK there, like he has Loftus Cheek and so like he's going to have the bench one if he didn't do the transfer this week. So it's tough. I'd be more inclined to go with the home team, but with Shopu playing up top, I think that would probably edge it for me. I think I'd go
The
Shopu.
thing we don't know is who's on pens for Stoke.
Yeah.
Like, is it going to be Kikiri? It could be Chupo for all we know.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm playing Chupo and I'm playing Speroni in goal anyway because I think they Watford goal score. So but yeah. So you guys basically are thinking keeping Jones, keeping Kuhn, and just rolling with 2 frees for
Yeah.
If
The way we've had this conversation, like if Kun plays against Huddersfield, you have a massive chance of a haul. If he doesn't, he may come on for 20, 30 minutes if they need a goal. He may sit on the bench and you get Loftus Cheek or Cupo, and you know he's going to start against Southampton. So I think if you've not got him now, I think I would probably just keep. And
But the
particularly
thing
because
is-
you have Sané.
yeah. Keep in mind that if he plays in Southampton, that means I won't get Alonso and I won't get Hazard, which means I'll be keeping Kuhn.
Yeah, but then you can still sell him after the Southampton game for the weekend.
Chelsea plays against Swansea at home.
Yeah, you've got Morata though,
I do.
so
I
you're
do.
not completely out in the cold. You've still got Morata. What you really need is Swansea at home is Costa. That man loves scoring against Swansea.
Yeah, guys,
Yeah.
I'm really sorry, but I have kind of an emergency, so I'm gonna have to leave you a bit.
Yeah, I'm going to have to shoot now as well.
No bothers,
so-
no bothers. We'll wrap it up soon.
I'm really sorry that I couldn't hear the captaincy options. That was gonna be fun, but I really have to go right now. So it was nice chatting with you guys.
Yeah.
See you soon.
Always.
Cool.
And
Cheers.
Catch you, Ken.
Bye.
Yeah. Just out of curiosity, Prophet, if you do decide to get rid of Aguero, do you want someone like Lukaku in, or do you want to kind of downgrade to more Vardy, or even lower to like a kind of a Wilson Nias?
the thing is to get Alonso in Hazard, I have to get Nias. Like
Yeah.
I don't have an option. Like that's it.
Yeah.
That I have to get him. And,
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah.
and that have exact funds for those moves. Like
And
you know,
but
if
then
I-
you're still rolling with Nias for one game of his ban.
yes.
Yeah.
But the thing is, that won't
And
be a
it's
problem
a
because
hard call.
the thing is, I won't be a problem with that with one game because that way I will be playing Loftus Cheek at Brighton. Not a bad picture. Who knows?
Decent fixture. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the way Everton are looking,
Mm-hmm.
Nias, I think goes straight back in that side. They were awful
Yeah,
last night.
Absolutely. It's fucking
Yeah.
awesome like this.
The big
I
issue
was-
with Nias could be if they buy a striker in January, but
Up till then, though, he should
up
be
till
safe.
then, I think you're fine. He might miss the odd game over Christmas, but there aren't many players who won't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even if Silva does come in and takes the job, I mean, he's worked with him before.
Yeah.
You'd imagine that he'd be still in favour, first choice.
So the rumours are they've given up on Silva.
Yeah. Either way, he's still a decent option when he comes back. They haven't looked great without him.
Yeah.
We should probably will we move on to captains maybe, and we can
Yeah,
wrap-
because I've got a cute as well, so
Yeah.
I'm sticking with Kane.
Okay, nice, short and sweet.
I think it's Kane. Fuck me, I have to pick him. Against West Brom, I don't have a manager. If I can't fucking captain him, I won't captain him ever again, I guess.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I mean, Kane at home to West Brom without a manager. If he blanks, I'd probably just sell him out of pure frustration to Lukaku, straight swap.
Yeah, I'd keep Vardy and get rid of Morata.
Yeah, yeah. Even with his fixtures, I just think I'll just be so angry. I'll just get rid of him,
Yep.
and then he'll go on like a unbeaten goal streak.
So I can do Kane to Wilson next week. Kane to Wilson and then I'm in the bank. Boom.
So now you're praying for Kane to blank.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, praying for a captain to blank.
I can't believe you, but I want you to blank, please. Why make the habit of a lifetime?
Blank captain. Please blank Kane. But yeah, I mean, that's about it. So, I got to shoot as well. So I guess we're going to wrap this up. It was
Cool.
always a pleasure chatting to you guys.
Cheers, guys. Thanks. Okay, we wrap it up there. So,
Enjoy the- Good luck.
Thanks a lot,
Good
guys.
luck to you all.
yeah, best of
Good
luck.
game week, everybody.
Good luck. See you, lads.
Bye-bye.
See you.